Good afternoon. I'm Assistant Chief Luis Menendez-Sierra with the Houston Police Department. Behind me I have Chief Noe Diaz and other members of our command staff. We're here to provide a briefing on our officer-involved shooting. Just want to make sure that we understand this is all preliminary information and the information we've been able to gather. Details may change as we do further into the investigation. At approximately 3:52 p.m., the Houston Police Department received a call advising that there was a male walking westbound on the 5800 block of Glenmont, and the male had a pink purse and a black handgun. The caller advised the male had put the handgun inside the purse. Our officer was dispatched at 3:54 p.m. and arrived here at 3:57 p.m. Our officer observed the male walking westbound on Glenmont, just like the call had described, carrying a pink purse. Our officer got out of the vehicle, began to give the male verbal commands to please put the purse down. He told the male to put the purse down several times. The male ignored those commands and then reached into the purse and pulled out a black handgun. He pulled out the black handgun, pointed it directly at our officer. At that time, our officer pulled out his pistol and began to fire rounds at the suspect. The suspect returned fire. There was several fires returned back and forth. Our officer got behind his patrol car for cover, exchanged some more gunfire. The male then ran into this apartment complex behind us. Our officer gave chase, fired several more rounds. The suspect was struck several times, and sadly, he is deceased on scene. Our officer was also injured with a graze wound. He is safe, he is good. Thank God that he is not injured anything severely. We really thank God for that, and thank our officers for coming out here every day and answering these type of calls, not knowing what they're gonna confront. Our officer then began to render first aid to the suspect, but again, sadly, he's deceased. Any questions as far as what happened?
So you're saying that the officer fired his weapon first?
Correct.
And was he the only officer? Was he working alone?
He was by himself at the time, yes. Backup had not arrived yet.
There's a school nearby. This man in the past doing the same thing.
This is the first time that I know about. We'll do some more research in the investigation to see if there's any history with him.
There's a school nearby. Were kids outside at the time?
All I can tell you is from what I saw on the scene here that there was people walking around and some even, but I didn't see any children.
Did the suspect tell the officer anything?
No, I didn't see any where there was no verbal communication back and forth.
We have cell phone video of what appears to be the shots fired, and there's a school bus in the background. Was a bus or any other vehicles or?
The only video I can ascertain is what our BWC captured, which is our officer performing the actions he was performing. And that BWC, just like any other officer-involved shooting, will be released within 30 days.
Did bullets hit any other cars or people?
Our patrol vehicle has a round that went into it. Not sure about anything else. A quick recap? Okay. At approximately 3:52 p.m., the Houston Police Department received a suspicious person with a weapon call at the 5800 block of Glenmont. The call described that there was a male carrying a pink purse walking westbound on Glenmont and had a black pistol that he had put inside that purse. Our officer was dispatched at 3:54 and arrived at 3:57 p.m. and observed a male that was described in the call slip carrying it's a large pink purse, confronted him, advised him to please put the purse down on the ground. The suspect refused to obey the commands, reached into the purse and pulled out a black handgun. At that time, our officer pulled out his pistol and discharged his weapon towards the suspect. Suspect then began to discharge his weapon towards our officers. Our officer went and got cover behind the patrol vehicle, and at that point there was an additional exchange of gunfire until the suspect started running to this apartment complex to the rear of us. Our officer gave chase, fired his weapon several more times. The suspect went down and sadly is deceased. Our officer suffered one graze wound to the right area of his abdomen. Thankfully, he is doing okay. Any other details that we need to
Can we
go
talk
over?
about how fortunate, this is such a busy area. People are walking. How fortunate that nobody else was injured?
Yeah, absolutely. Not only just our officer for putting his life in danger and going out there, but that no one else got hurt out here. But we got to count our blessings for that.
Did you do Spanish?
Once we're done here, we'll do Spanish on the side.
I was just curious, when the officer arrived here on scene, the gun was not out. right? The gun
Correct,
was in
correct.
the purse.
Our officer immediately knowing that the call slip had advised he put a gun in the purse, started giving verbal commands to let's put that purse down because that's where he believes the gun is and wants to be as safe as possible. This could have just been easily an interaction where we talk to this man and find out what's going on, but his actions dictated what happened today.
So he pointed it at the officer?
Correct, ma'am. He went into the purse, pulled it out, and pointed it directly at our officer.
And is that officer in the hospital?
No, he's good. Thankfully, that wound just was superficial, grazed him on the side, and he's going to get checked out later, but nothing that was urgently needed to go to the hospital.
And is the officer going to be on administrative leave?
So right now what happens is we have 3 investigations going on. Our Internal Affairs Division, the District Attorney's Office, and our Homicide Division all conduct that investigation. It's usually a 3-day administrative leave. That's just standard practice. But the investigations all run concurrently, and then the outcome of that dictates what happens.